Got some big beams going in. Real big. Nick, you ready?
Unless you move the van. Is that screwing into the other beam?
Nah, it shouldn't. Nah.
It probably should be in like 6 more feet.
What?
We should probably be like here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sure.
All right, let's see. You want us to face this way and we'll spin?
All right. 1, 2, 3.
All right, on your end.
What are we doing?
You're setting it down. Nick, you want to film? Why don't you hold the camera?
All right.
No, I don't think so.
Huh?
Those are fucking big.
I think it'll just crush that.
Did I kick that under? I don't think it'll roll.
That was the light one. That was kind of heavy. A little weight back there. And I think we'll be able to do it.
Not a chance in hell.
Yeah. I'll get some PVC pipe. We'll have to just roll it. Do you think we'll be able to get it maybe into the driveway?
Like this?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I know, I just wasn't thrilled about that.
Yeah. Because I'm also, it had me thinking, the next job we're gonna have to, they're not gonna be able to get into the backyard, so we'll have these two like basically carts. It'd be easier if they stand up by themselves. You know what I mean?
Not really.
All right, let's just do the two for now. Then we can, if we need to add a third wheel, we
So
can.
just like 18 inches, 6 by 6?
Yeah, 20 inches, yeah. All right, we gotta move this thing, so let's see how this works. You think we'll need, we could do 3 of them then, if we want one in the middle, one on each end. Probably not necessary. Yeah. All right, let's.
They're screwed to a 6 by 6, right?
Yep.
20 inches long.
Yeah.
We put the beam on top of the 6 by 6. We screw the beam to the 6 by 6.
How you want to screw it to the 6 by 6?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. And then now you have just like pretty much a skateboard.
Sick. All right, so we're gonna screw these casters on. I got them from my favorite source, Harbor Freight. And we're gonna create the world's longest skateboard. And hopefully it works. I think it will. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be pretty proud of myself if it does work.
Go down the hill.
Yeah.
Oh.
Somebody's gonna.
See, we're gonna need you down here. Put it right in the middle.
More to me.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Maybe once we get in the driveway. try to pump them up before we hit the grass?
Pump them up. You can. You got this? You got this? You can get the compressor.
That wasn't easy, but we got it up. Version 1 of this contraption, not too bad. I can already see some improvements needed, but worked pretty good. I think we could. It'll have to have one more wheel at least on each one, but we could set it up like 2 little moving dollies, load up lumber if we can't get into the backyard. We could load like 10 2x12s on here, push it right back. That'll be version 2. Gotta pump up these tires.
Hill.
Unscrew them. Just unscrew it.
Gotta go further out. The screws.
What?
It just twisted off the screws.
But this didn't break?
Definitely some improvements to be made, but we got it back here. I don't know how much this thing weighs, but it's gotta be 1,000 pounds. Easy. This thing is freaking heavy. Heaviest beam we've ever lifted. But it's back here now, and I think the regular material lift that we typically use is not gonna work on this, so I think I'm gonna have to get a telehandler in here to lift it up, but that'll make it super easy. And we can also set the one by the house, not as heavy, but it'll make it a breeze. So, phew. Glad it's back here. Got some holes to dig. We got our stairs going in. So long set, I think it's about 28 feet. About 28 feet of stairs. So we're gonna have about 8 holes, 8 or 9 holes. And figured, instead of digging them by hand, bust out this old boy. Haven't used it in a while, but should hopefully make pretty quick work of it. Let's see. It's like a little irrigation. We knew there was some irrigation going in here and that they were gonna have to move it, so we found it. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 footings on this set of steps. I think that's gonna be plenty. And we'll just mix up the concrete in the hole, be good to go. And then we'll be moving on. Whew. Yeah. So we're getting ready to do our SkyLifts, and we need to make sure that we're going directly on top of the wall because these ones are a little bit different than the ones we've used in the past. These are made for metal roofing, so you cut a smaller hole. So we really need to be precise, and because it's got this brick facade, we just want to make sure We've got a 2x4 wall in there, and I'm pretty sure this looks to be an addition. The wall's like 9 inches thick, which would make sense. So let's see, we'll be bricks 3.5. Okay, so that definitely makes sense. So because the brick's 3.5 inches deep, you can see it goes just a little bit past this trim, which makes sense. The windows would be mounted on outside of the plywood on the exterior wall, and then they did this brick facade, so that's all checking out. The wall is as thick as we anticipated, so that checks out. Ant's just checking inside. He's pulling off some plate covers on the outlets to see, just to make sure it's not a double brick wall, which I'm almost positive it's not, so we should be good. We can also tell that this part of the house has a different foundation. This has a brick facade that goes all the way down to the ground. Here, we're on a block foundation, so this tells me that this was probably an addition, and so it's probably framed pretty typical. But we'll see.
Okay, Anthony's up there installing the SkyLifts and the boots to maintain water tightness so the roof doesn't leak. We are sanding these joist rafters, and we're sanding them because we're going to stain them. We're going to stain them to match the beam because it's all going to be exposed, and we want the protection and the strength of the green board, but we want the look of something that's not that. So we're going to sand all of the rafters, and then we're going to stain them all and then install them. This is going to be for the pergola to hold the roof up, to stay dry.
CrossFit. Got almost all of our rafters sanded down. Just about to put the final coat on this bad boy. We did the back side first, so we can flip it over. This is the front side, and now we just stain it. We're gonna hanger it on the ground. Then we got that telehandler. We're gonna pick this thing up, place it right on our SkyLifts, be good to go. So we'll do that. We got the logistics here. We gotta set this one first, then set the posts on the outside so they're not in our way when we set this, and then we got the big boy. So trying to get all prepped for tomorrow so we can set all these, hopefully get our rafters up, and we'll have a pergola tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see, fingers crossed. Oh, pass it with the tire? Alright.
What are you saying?
I don't want to drive down the step.
Okay, well you're past it. You crush these rocks, but your tire's past the auger, so.
Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah. Alright, just watch the back tire hitting it maybe. I don't even know how to open this thing. Pull it. This thing's freaking huge. All right, I got the hang of it now. This thing's freaking big though. Big. Look at these tires, man. But the smaller machine was only going to reach 11 feet. We needed to reach distance-wise at least 16 to get over to the SkyLifts. So had to go with the big boy. So it should have no problem. I just want to make sure that we get it perfectly centered because obviously this is like 36 feet long. We're gonna try to get it centered as good as we possibly can, and hopefully it should be smooth sailing up to the SkyLifts. Going for a ride, baby. Which way?
It looks pretty good. I'm eyeing the middle thing up with the nail.
Come up here or no?
Oh. There we go.
We need 3 people. Stay there. It needs to come to me.
We still got one more to go. Okay. All right, so we got our beam set up there. Now we have to get it set down here. But we have to put posts in first. We have 3 posts down here. And because of the pergola that we're building here, the client really wanted the rafters to extend past the beam, kind of more your traditional pergola. A lot of times we'll do a flush beam at the front and our joists will run into it and it's a perfect place to hang a gutter. this isn't gonna have a good place to hang a gutter, really no place to do a gutter. So what we're gonna have to do is pitch this thing back towards the house, and then the water will drain off of it and it'll go into the existing gutter. So that's one of the nice things about the SkyLift. You have that flexibility. We can just pitch it back towards the house and it'll drain into the existing gutter and we're not disturbing anything. So it's gonna look a lot cleaner on the front as well. So let me see, we got 122 and 5/8. I'm just gonna do 3/4, just to make it easier. Okay, now that's to the top of the beam, so we'll do minus 9.5, and then minus the height of the beam. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've been farting a lot. It's crazy. All right. So let's see. Okay, 13 and 7/8. But we're also gonna have a piece of trim. We're gonna have decorators 7 1/4 on top of this. This whole front beam is gonna be wrapped. So that will put it 13 and 7/8 plus 7/8 puts us at 14 and 3/4. So we'll minus 14 and 3/4. That gives us 98.5 for our post height if it's completely flat. We need it to pitch, so let's see, we're going 16 feet. We want it to pitch 4 inches. So I'm going to add 4, 102.5. 102.5 should be our post height. And it's gonna do a couple things. It's gonna give us the pitch that we want to have the water on top of the polycarbonate go back towards the house and drain into that gutter. But another key consideration around this whole design was maintaining the view from those huge windows back there. It gets a ton of natural light. That's why we're doing the clear Palram polycarbonate roof. And this is gonna get our beam up an additional 4 inches instead of down an additional 4 inches. So 8-inch swing there. So your sight line, it's gonna be completely kind of above sight line. It's gonna maintain that really nice open view, because that's the best part of that room, and that's what we wanna maintain. So getting 2 birds stoned at once, and we're good. We got a 7 1/4 board going on top of the beam. That's gonna be part of the trim that wraps around the whole thing. So I figured it'd be easier to do this on the ground. We can also mark out our layout, which is that on our layout? Okay, staggered. Okay, cool. Starting to stain wasn't a good idea. I'm gonna have to redo a couple of those.
And you said that I looked at the weather too for the hourly, and it had just clouds. It had nothing, no percentages of rain.
I looked at the radar too. It's nothing.
We're gonna have to get a piece of plywood in the center. It's got to go in more. I mean, if you think you can hit that 2x6 and push it, I don't know if that's a smart idea. All right, Nick, you got to get that strap off.
Went pretty smooth. A little touchy, but we got it in place, and this was definitely the way to go. I mean, there wasn't, even when we tried to get it up there and tried to beat it over, it's so heavy that we couldn't even do that, barely. So thank God we got this thing. And now I'm thinking, before it goes back, maybe I'll grab those lifts of decking, put them right in front of the deck, so we're good to go. What do you think?
Save all time carrying them up there.
Yep. A little bit of a shorter distance, never hurt. So what we're doing on this end one, instead of a concealed hanger, where you would see the side of that hanger and you'd also see the side of the beam, we cut this one 3.5 inches longer, and then he's lagging it into the side of that glue lamb. Just a tiny little detail, makes it look a lot nicer. The other thing, you really can't even tell, but we have that slight pitch back to the house. So the water's gonna drain off. With these open pergola rafters, there's nowhere to mount a gutter on the front, so we had to pitch it that way with the polycarbonate, but you really can't even tell. It looks super flat and looks good, I like it. We got everything prepped. All our rafters are stained, so this should go pretty quick. Just carry them up. So we got our pergola up, and we're actually putting some plastic on top so we have a bit of a dry space down here and we can work on the decking. We're installing a bunch of Decorators Costa, and we got a lot of cool details with this, but you're gonna have to wait for the next video for that. So make sure you hit subscribe, stay tuned, and until next time, this has been Premier Outdoor Living.